how long have you been with us, bud?
About 3 months.
Okay, and what are you averaging every single week?
About 6,000.
6,000,
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
And what about you, Greg?
10 to 11,000.
Incredible. Okay, so what we want to know is how to get a quick start with the squat. So we're going to start with Adam. Adam, what do you do, bud?
Great question. I kind of joked with you before I came up here. I was going to come up and say, just plug in the Dropbox, drop the mic, and walk off here. But you know, because it really is a simple system. So I would say, big thing is, first of all, just make a decision that you're going to do it. You know, decide that you're going to go all in. I think, you know, some people might be tempted to just kind of muddle the waters a little bit. I think one thing really helped me is I made a decision, you know, to go all in, you know, and that was, you know, I fired my boss before I ever got a lead, you know, and was like, this is what I'm going to do, you know, so got on a lead order. And literally just plug into the system. I mean, if you print off the quick success instructions and go line by line on it and do everything that's written there, and some people might be tempted to just skip past something, oh, that's stupid, I don't want to record my presentation, I don't want to practice on my wife or do it in the mirror or whatever. So just really working what's there. It's a system, so I just plugged myself in and made a decision that I was going to do it. And I think the big thing is working, hustle. I mean, I think the overwhelming thing you can kind of gather from all of this is if you're working, if you're making the calls, if you've got the leads and you're doing it, it's going to work. It's a numbers game. You know, so plugging in and really being a student of already what's laid out there.
Okay.
Let me ask a question real quick.
Approach of everything. So I'm beating my leads to death. I mean, I'm working probably an average 20 leads right now, and 6,000 AP, 20 leads a week. And I've had some people I've been in their house 8 times. I've knocked on the door 8 times. So I mean, I'm literally beating leads. I've had, until they tell me I'm going to kill you, I'm calling the cops. You come here again. I'm going there again. So until I get an answer, I've got to get an opportunity to help them. If they tell me they don't want my help, then I'm gone. So to answer your question, Matt, so I'm working about 20 leads on average right now. Finally just had my first full order come in. Now I'm down in Texas here. It finally just came in. So looking forward to coming back in a full order.
So this was very interesting. Yesterday, that's exactly what he said. What I'm going to do is say, follow the system and drop the mic. And I said, hey, you know what? What I'd like to hear before we go into our first home is your presentation. And he says, I say exactly what Matt says. I said, so say it. So I'd like them to hear exactly what you said yesterday. So go.
So I get in the house, I sit down, I do a brief little warm, whatever it might be to get comfortable with the client. You know, I got a lot of energy, I'm excited, I'm smiling, and oh my gosh, whatever it is. Some people think that's stupid, but I get some kind of a connection with them. And then I sit down and I'm right into it. And so Mr. Trejo, if you don't mind, take a quick look at that. That's what we got. You filled out. I'm sure you recognize your handwriting, don't you? Okay, great. I'm going to take some notes on it if you don't mind. Let me first of all really just properly introduce myself. Okay, my name is Adam Howard. This is what I do all day long, every day of the week. I've sat down with thousands of people across the state of Michigan. Absolutely love what I'm able to do to help people make a big difference in people's lives. And I'm what's called a broker, Ruben. And essentially what that means is I'm able to do things that ordinary captive agents can't do, right? They can shop one company, and that's it. I can shop many different companies. Some of the ones you probably already heard, like Mutual Omaha, Aetna, Gerber, Transamerica, just to name a few. You name them, I'm probably with them. Over 50, really. Okay, so my job today is real simple, just to ask you some questions, mainly health questions. And then based upon the information you give me, then I'm going to shop everybody that's out there to show you what your absolute lowest rate in the market could ever be for one of the state-regulated final expense plans. Okay, sound good? So let's get right into it. So, and I just go right into from there. I don't know how far you want me to go, but gathering some information. Developing a need, you know, are you a smoker, height, weight? Great, let me ask you a really important question, Ruben. So let's say I've been here 7 years ago, you were already a client of ours, okay? And then unexpectedly today, you were to pass away, and you're no longer here to make decisions, right? So who would you want me to go and deliver that $10,000 check to? In other words, who would you want to be your beneficiary?
My wife.
Okay, got it, your wife, okay, all right, great. And what does she do? If it was a daughter or somebody like that, I'd ask what they did, maybe. Then later on I can use it. They work at McDonald's, right? They don't have money to pay for this, okay? So your wife, okay, got it. So let me ask another important question. So when that time comes, have you thought about whether or not you want full burial or a cremation?
Right now, we're looking at full burial.
Full burial? Okay, got it, okay. And then I would go right into what matters. I don't know how far you want me to go into it, but so great, got it. So right now, the average cost for full burial in the state of Michigan is about $8,000. Okay. Well, I'm going to show you something real quick. Okay, let me show you something. This is my license, by the way. Blah blah blah. I got my binder and other things. I got my binder. I got everything in it prepared. Let me show you something here, though. This is from the Social Security Administration. Okay. They got all kinds of facts and figures, right? So when somebody's born, they get a birth certificate sent in, and then when somebody passes away, they get a death certificate sent in, right? So after decades and decades, we're in hundreds of millions of numbers. We come up with, we got a male, age 62, average life expectancy takes you out to about age 83, right? Okay, about another 17 years. Okay, what we see is right now they're showing the projected total full burial cost at that time is about $23,000. Okay, now I know it sounds like a lot, but let me show you how they come up with that. Okay, so right now average cost is about $8,000, right? The problem is though, every 10 years approximately, prices double. Just like, you know, Coke used to be 10 years ago, 75 cents, now they're $1.50. GM sells trucks for 80 grand, it used to be 20 and 30, right? So you know, so the same is true for final expenses. So the other 10 years would be 72 years young. You get to about $16,000 at that time. Okay, another 10 years, it's gonna be about $24,000 at that time. That's kind of how they come up at approximately, right? Could be a little bit more, a little bit less, right? So why don't we look at, I don't know, 10,000, 15,000, and 20,000 is really a good place to start, and we can go from there. And then I'm writing my underwriting questions at that point. Now these are based on age, health. So let me ask you, have you had any cancers? And I'm right into my diabetes, any retinopathy,
Diabetes,
any neuropathy, any
No,
retinopathy?
no,
Okay,
sir.
no gabapentin, nothing like that. Okay, great, fantastic. Okay, sounds good. Any circulatory issues?
No, sir.
No, nothing at all. Really? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay. Any diagnosis? The doctor said, Ruben, you have this.
I currently have high blood pressure and diabetes.
High blood pressure. So you're probably taking like lisinopril or
Yes.
lisinopril. Okay, and then you have diabetes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're on a pill, metformin.
Yeah.
Okay, no insulin.
No,
Great. No complications. That's it.
that's it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I see people all the time that are 50 years old. They got a shoebox full of medication. That's great. You'll probably qualify what we call Superman prices. Lowest rates in the market, baby. So let me ask you. So medications, you're just on those two. Any medications that you said, you know, I'm not taking these. You know, you know those people that say, I'm not taking those medications. Doctor said you should take it, but you don't take anything at all like that?
No,
Okay. All right, great. So can you grab just those two in your shirt?
I only have.
Yeah, and I really, I'm making sure there's nothing that's gonna come up later. Great, got it. That's fantastic. Okay, sounds good. Well, I'm gonna take a look through all the companies real quick. Before I do though, Ruben, let me show you real quick the plan I'd recommend. I can do any plan that's out there, any, okay? But the one I'd recommend is called Permanent Protection, my Americal brochure at this point, right? So the plan I recommend is called Permanent Protection, okay, right? And what that means is as long as you make your premium payment, your coverage is guaranteed for life. It's the most important part of this entire thing, okay? And let me show you why. A lot of companies can't say that, okay? Flip it right now, my AARP. You've probably seen this before, right? This is actually a client of ours some years ago. Had this same, he mailed the same card you had in, okay? He had this exact same policy. MetLife, Globe Life, a bunch of people do the same thing. Problem with this policy, look at this. At age 80, it goes away. It's guaranteed till age 80. Okay, I showed you it's a problem over here. You gotta live that, right? It's gonna go away. Probably the bigger problem though is every 5 years they're gonna jack the rate up on it. Okay, till it's too expensive and you can't afford it. Okay, so with a plan like this, it's not gonna be there. Okay, so with a plan like this, I'm showing you it's permanent. It'll be there as long as you make that premium payment. Your coverage is guaranteed for life. Okay, make sense? As well as that, your rate will never increase. Okay, if it's $100 now, it's $100 for life in price conditioning right now. Okay, so as well as that, your coverage will never decrease. There's a lot of plans out there where we're going to start you at, let's say, 50,000. Okay, and then you pass away, and then your wife gets 25, and she goes, "Wow, Ruben was paying for 50,000." Well, he was, but it was one of those decreasing plans. Right? We don't play those games, Ruben. If you want 20,000, she's going to get 20,000. You want 40,000, she's going to get 40,000. Okay, as well as that. Day one immediate coverage, that's huge, Ruben. A lot of the stuff you see on TV, they tell no health questions asked, but what they don't tell you is they slap a 2 or a 3 year wait period and automatically. There's no reason somebody like yourself should have any type of wait period, Ruben. Okay, does it make sense? So day one of me, that's huge right here, okay? As well as I know, build cash value, probably least important, you know, but it is there. So you're paying into it, it's your money, you got access to it, we recommend against it, take away from the death benefit. So a lot of benefits here, okay? Any questions so far? Make sense?
Oh.
Sounds like the type of plan you were looking for. Great, sounds good. So I'm gonna look through all the companies. A lot of companies give a discount for dealing with a local bank or credit union, give a local bank.
Yes, sir.
Great, sounds good. And I'm writing my quoting. I'm giving 3 prices. But before I give 3 prices, actually what I do is I do a price guess. And I've already price conditioned. I think it's gonna be probably $100. Price guess, Mr. Jones, Mr. Ruben Trejo, you'd probably be pleasantly surprised. You guess. Let me just do that. Ruben, so what would you think? Let me ask you. I always look at people's guesses. What do you think a plane like this would cost?
I've already been quoted 122.
122.
Yes, sir.
Wow, okay, it's a great guess, but you'd be pleasantly surprised. Let me show you here. So for $20,000 of coverage, you're at only $80 a month.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it is. So let me show you this though. Let me show you. So I know you got 100, and I've already got my other quotes for my higher prices. I'm laying those down at that point. Let me show you those. I write them down. Boom, boom. Slide across. Ruben, which one of those 3 makes the most sense for your budget, or do you want to look at something else? And most people at that point, it's done. I'm writing the deal. I mean, I don't usually get a whole lot of objections,
Right.
but that's what I'm doing.